Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank you and the ranking member for allowing me a few minutes to speak. And I thank you, Mr. Chairman, for prioritizing this issue so early in this session, and for your own experience, which I know full well, even with Massachusetts, the studies you've done in this regard. And I do want to talk about that. And I do want to mention that in terms of Mr. Oliver's comments about minimization, we're here and we're concerned with is the minimization of the population of the right whale, the North Atlantic right whale, which is down to approximately 422 whales right now. This is an existential issue in regarding their species, and it's that critical. So where's the trade-off? The trade-off is, number one, trying to do something positive, as my colleague Representative Moulton has, which I'm join him as original co-sponsor of his bill, Save the Right Whale Act of 2019, where we're marshaling resources to try and protect the species. And the trade-off on the other side is oil and gas exploration in our oceans. And a product that we're exporting now around the world, that we have plenty domestically to deal with. And the trade-off isn't even close. And we're just dealing it through the lens of the right whale. I mean, there's a canary in the coal mine effect possible with the right whale and their diminishing species, and the effects on the rest of the ocean. And representing one of the largest coastal areas in the United States, and an area that's dealt extensively with this issue, I wish I had in front of me a picture. It's a picture that I've seen at the Center for Coastal Studies in Provincetown, Mass. And it shows a very brave person getting in a very small vessel up against a whale, trying to disentangle that whale, risking their lives to do that. It's an extraordinary picture. That's what we should be about. That's what our values in terms of our environment and protecting our environment are about. And if we're talking about trade-offs and economic factors, I think I can speak all the way from my colleagues to Virginia, to the West Coast, to here. In my district, if you want to just put this on economic terms, it's not even close either. Endangering our coastline and its resources would have devastating impacts economically on my area in particular. This isn't even close. We shouldn't even be discussing this. But we should be marshaling our resources as Saving the Right Whales Act of 2019 in terms of protecting them. We should be here in Congress giving that same heroic effort to preserve the North Atlantic right whale that those people are doing on those very small vessels where they can be overturned in a moment. So, Mr. Chairman, I don't think I'll advance this anymore by posing questions. I think the answers are altogether too obvious, and I commend you for having the hearing so that we'll have the opportunity to let Congress and let the American public realize that we're making these kind of trade-offs that aren't even close. I yield back.